Okay, so I want to look at part two of Ray Dalio's book, Principles, which he originally put out in 2011. He has republished it in 2017 and updated it. I haven't read the updated version, but the original PDF version is on. I've been able to find and read. Ray Dalio is the founder of Bridgewater Associates, and according to Forbes, he's worth $17 billion. So I've read a lot of books in my day. I don't know if I've taken financial advice or management advice or any type of advice from someone that is that successful in the aspect of money, at least. And so money isn't everything, but you can. It's pretty amazing he was able to build an empire worth $17 billion. So first part of the book, How to Run Your Own Life. The part two is about management of an organization or a company, and it builds on the part one. A lot of the principles in part one are also in part two as well, and how you manage your company. It all centers for Ray, Mr. Dalio, in truth. He said truth is the most important thing. You have to have radical transparency within your organization, within yourself. Do not tolerate any dishonesty. Look at things completely transparently, and that way you can identify all the problems. And he always talks about in part one how problems are your friend. It's an opportunity for improvement. He says, do not tolerate any dishonesty in any level of your organization. The truth is the most important aspect of your management style. In that being, if you look at things truthfully, 100% truthfully, you will find lots of mistakes. And he said that is okay, but it is not okay for mistakes. You want to have a culture where mistakes are perfectly fine. They're learning opportunities, but it's not okay not to learn from them. You need to identify them and identify them all. Analyze them to figure out what happened and the root cause of what happened, and then move actively to learn from them and fix the problems. He talks about being in sync with his team. You really have to work at open communication, but in a structured way where time's not wasted. Always looking for the truth. You should have a lot of disagreement within your organization, but people should be open-minded towards new ideas. He talks about how people within the organization have a successful organization. He talks about how people should have the right to shared opinions and decisions, but you have to look at the believability of people. People with a track record on a certain topic of success, their opinions, their truths should have much more weight than people who do not have a track record of success on a certain topic. And so he says you want to really keep a close, and talk about this later, a close eye on how people are performing in their track records to think about their believability. And although in this synced up system, everyone has a say, the decision makers have to make the decisions. It's not don't confuse making having a say in something means you have the ability to make a decision on something. He said people are critical to a successful organization. They're the most important piece. They have to fit in. He said people over time usually get what they deserve within an organization. You have to realize, though, that people are different. People have different values, abilities, and skills, and that therefore certain people may be very successful in one organization but not in another. Some people may be very successful in one type of job within an organization but not in another. So we have to understand the differences between people. Hiring, he said, is critical. And he talks about it's not about skills. I think people get caught up in skills and things like that, education, things like that. It's really your values. Do your values fit within the organization? Do you have the ability to grow within the organization? You need to really think about the profile of the person you want to hire in terms of values and abilities. Make that profile public so you get the right people. And you need to constantly assess your process for hiring people and the people that you just hired. He says continue to look for new people even after you hired someone, because most people that you newly hire will not work out the way you want. Pay for the person, not for the job. Do not have a set pay scale for a certain job. Pay the person for their experience. What people of their level throughout the industry are getting paid. In terms of managing, you want to create a machine that gets your goals accomplished. You want to manage and create a system, a culture that gets goals accomplished, where responsibilities are clear, where the truth is always being sought, where people are always evaluating the truth, questioning each other on the truth, and focusing on what needs to be done, what we need to accomplish, and what are our problems and mistakes along the way so we can improve them. To do that, you need to be constantly probing, questioning people, double checking on people, making sure what they say is accurate. And all the problems that we run into, you need to address them. Do not let things slide. Always deal with problems, because if you don't deal with the problem will grow. Evaluation, accurate evaluation, not kind evaluation, open system, transparent system, radical truth. Evaluate people accurately. He said most organizations do not do that. They focus on kindness. They don't ruffle feathers. You need to have accurate criticisms that people like, compliments, but accurate criticism is the most valuable thing for improvement. Constant feedback that's accurate and clear, striving for improvement. Training is to help people have their personal evolution, and people require constant feedback up and down the chain of command within your organization. So they're always training, always evolving, always improving. Sort people into jobs that they're good at. If someone's not good at a certain job, you should by all means not keep them in that job if they're not performing well. They need to be either moved to a job they can be good at within the organization or removed. He said the worst thing you can do is keep people at jobs they're performing poorly at. You don't want to collect people. And it's not good for the person, it's not good for the organization. Problems, you want to perceive them, diagnose what the root cause of them are, what caused the problem, and then you want to come with a specific plan to solve the problem with specific tasks, with people with specific responsibilities for those tasks. And he said a lot of people don't even perceive the problem. They don't even realize what the problems are. You have to be constantly looking for problems because they're an opportunity for improvement. Design a machine that's based on growth, focused on solving goals. Your machine is your organization. Constantly evaluate your machine, your culture, your organization. Evaluate the processes, make them better and better and better. Deal with the problems and mistakes along the way. And whatever you're trying to do, keep going at it. Be persistent. Do not give up till you accomplish your goal within your organization. These are the principles in part 2 of Ray Dalio's book. I think it's incredibly valuable for anyone that's in a leadership in any way. And I think there's a lot more information in the book that you can get in this brief overview. So I highly recommend reading Mr. Dalio's book, Principles, both for part 1 about personal development and part 2 about managing an organization.